Hi, welcome to the Felixstowe Live podcast. It's a bit of a summary of this week's events as seen through the lens of Felixstowe Live and also a few other bits and pieces. I'm Chris and I'm recording this piece standing here on the top of the cliff looking down at the Spa Pavilion and looking further out across there to the port of Felixstowe, where you can see the cranes working away, 5 of them working, one of them having a rest on Felixstowe's number 9 berth. Busy down there, they've got lots of big ships in and out all the time, not so many smaller ones it seems to me, but who knows really. They're busy anyway, and we hear from the dockers that they're doing very well. So, Felixstowe Live's podcast this week, as usual, is a sound-only podcast that you can listen to, but we do a video version which is on our YouTube channel at Homemade TV. You'll find it there. So there you have it. If you want to have a look, have a comment, your words are always welcome and always read actually as well. So we always do read every comment and they sometimes influence what we do. Not always, but there you go. Okay, so today's podcast, here we go, back to the studio. So here we are then, welcome to Felixstowe Live from the studio on Sunday the 23rd of January. I'm Chris and what have we got? Well, we're starting off on Monday, which was a beautiful day if you remember. We had a great little video from the seafront on Monday morning, and then we looked at a story from Suffolk County Council, which is going into a 50-50 partnership with a developer to build around 3,000 houses on land the council presently owns, and possibly more into the future. There are none planned for Felixstowe, but really you never really know, do you? The council apparently owns most of the school land in Felixstowe, so something could happen. We'll wait and see. It's an interesting one, and I suppose you could say it's a slightly worrying one. We took the rest of the day off, I have to tell you, on Monday, and went to Aldeburgh for fish and chips, and there's some video from Aldeburgh on Felixstowe Live's Facebook page. After getting home on Monday, we discovered that a lorry had rolled over on the A14 Dockspur roundabout, and that caused a great deal of chaos, I'm sad to say. Hopefully we'll get that A14 sorted out one of these days. It seems to constantly have accidents, and we will be doing more reporting on accidents on the A14 in the near future. We also found an interesting video that we shared around from Van Ord, the dredging company, and that showed their latest dredger, the Voxamalia, which has been working off Felixstowe. Shows how it actually works. Fascinating stuff. On Tuesday morning, we had one of those train mornings that people locally and around Britain and the world seem to quite enjoy. We looked at some freight trains, putting those online live. People did enjoy them, and I don't mind doing them at all. I quite enjoy it, but there you go. Later on, we mentioned the Panorama BBC One show on Monday evening when they were talking about road deaths having gone up by 5% in recent years. And we kind of linked that, I think, really, with the number of accidents we have on the A14. Does it actually reflect back on the lack of police patrols? A few years ago, you would always see a police car out and about on the main roads in our area, but these days you very rarely seem to see one unless they're rushing to an accident, of course. Also on Tuesday, we had a huge response to our photograph of 2 uniformed police officers strolling around Felixstowe. They were apparently kind of following up a little bit with the police presence after a number of shop doors were kicked in, apparently. It's a bit worrying, that one, but people were in general delighted to see police officers actually patrolling on the streets of our town. Doesn't happen often enough, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people come along with that view. We need more coppers on the beat. One thing I noticed previously was that we hadn't got any buskers after Christmas, And then on Tuesday the 18th, we had, well, unbelievably, two of them. So I took a walk through the town, had a look at the buskers as they were playing, and I also discovered that one of them was a band I like personally very much, which is the High Points. They come from Norwich. We originally found them in Lowestoft playing, and I recorded a couple of numbers from them, and they were kind enough to play one tune for a little lad in the town centre and his mum who wanted the SpongeBob theme. Now that's fantastic, and it's actually on Felixstowe Live, the video recording. So that's the High Points. I think they're great. Excellent. I like SpongeBob. This is SpongeBob. Can you believe it? Are you alright with this? And this is a special request for this little person who wanted the music from SpongeBob. What can you say? I'm surprised you know this then. He was transfixed, wasn't he? Wasn't that great? I'll tell you what, I was going to go and leave it there, but that was the theme from SpongeBob. I'm impressed. So that was the High Points with the SpongeBob theme. You can't beat it, can you? Now, Suffolk County Council say that they're waiving fees for street closures and other similar events. Usually they charge for closing streets, but they're going to waive those charges for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. Now, the actual event is due to happen on the 5th of June 2022, which is being referred to as the Big Lunch. We're having a 4-day bank holiday weekend, but it looks like the bank holiday Monday is going to be the biggest day. And what they'd like to do is give as many people the chance of arranging some kind of event and waive all their fees for it, which will help keep the cost down. We're just looking down the list of stuff that they have sent us, and one of the things that they've said is that if you're going to organise something like this, and it does require some traffic management, then you need to let them know before 11 p.m. on Sunday the 27th of March. So if you want to close a road, or if you want to go to a park or something like that, then you need to let Suffolk County Council know as soon as possible. You'll find all the information on the County Council's website. On Wednesday, we took a look at a BBC Two programme that you might be interested in. It's about the Ever Given, or it was about the Ever Given. It's still available on BBC Catch Up, and it's called Why Ships Crash. Personally, I thought it was a bit strange. It seemed to really be very one-sided in favour of the Suez Canal Authority, and I didn't think the expert's comment really added up quite properly. But hey, have a look for yourself, see what you think. I'd still like to see what you think. Don't forget that was on Felixstowe Live on Wednesday. You can scroll back and find it. Meanwhile, on Thursday, we took a look at the next evergreen ultra-large container ship coming to Felixstowe. That's the Ever Elp. On Thursday the 20th, we took a look at an accident that happened overnight on Wednesday, which resulted in the A14 being closed for about 6 hours overnight. It was apparently a container came off a lorry, or a lorry overturned. We're never completely sure, but someone who was there said it was just the container came off. But it resulted in a long closure for the road, and it's yet another accident on the A14. We then looked at some numbers from East Suffolk Council, who have just published a summary of their authority monitoring report for 2020 and 21, and that covers a load of information. There's some notes on the Felixstowe Live Facebook page, so you might like to have a look at that and have a look at the links there. There's also another piece that will be coming up this coming week about Felixstowe itself. Finally, on Thursday, I took a look at the parked up police cars at Felixstowe's police and fire station and asked, aren't there enough police officers to use them for patrols? One of the things I do personally think is that if we had more police patrols on the road, the roads would become a safer place. I don't know what you think. I'd love to hear from you. Get in touch and tell me. On Friday, I met a lady called Lisa Tumulty, whose new flower shop opened on Saturday morning. On the Friday, we had a chat about what she's doing. Lisa, we're here at your brand new shop. You're opening the shop on Saturday. Tell us a bit more about when you're opening and what time and things.
So we're going to be opening on Saturday, this Saturday the 22nd at 9:30 in the morning. Yeah.
And see what happens.
So yeah, hopefully lots of people come down.
Excellent. What are you doing? Are you doing anything special for your opening?
I've got 2 girls.
Yeah.
4 and 7 years old.
Right.
And I'm going to have some ribbon out the front and they're going to cut the ribbon.
Excellent.
So yeah.
So there will be a proper little thing. You've got a new shop. It's already got flowers and stuff in it. It's already made a start. So you haven't done this professionally before, but you've been interested in floristry for a long time.
So I started 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I started because I loved floristry, and not only that, I made arrangements to go up to my mum's grave.
Right.
And then following that, loads of people were saying how good it was. Went to college at Otley and qualified there.
Right.
So, and now I'm just starting up.
So you've had a right old go at learning your trade before you've started, because people sometimes don't, do they? But you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Fantastic. When you're a florist in our cold country, it must be a nice thing to do, because you're always with all these beautiful things, aren't you?
Yeah, they are beautiful. I'm going to start off with 6 days a week, and then it may go down to sort of 5 days a week, just going to see how busy we get on what days. I think next door, the Italian or the restaurant next door, they close on a Monday.
Right.
So I'm just going to find my feet and see. I'll be closed on a Sunday, but I'll be open Monday to Saturday.
Right. And then you'll see how it goes after that.
Yeah.
What are you going to be your opening hours?
So it's going to be, because I have to pick up my children.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be open from 9:30 in the morning. Might be a bit earlier, depending on traffic, because I come from Ipswich.
Right.
And then close. It depends really, because some days the children are staying to after school clubs.
Yeah.
So on a couple of days I'll be closing at 2, and then a couple of the other days I'll be closing at 3:30. So
you can see what works, can't you?
Yeah, see what
Excellent.
works, and hopefully if I need to be open longer, then I can get the children to stay later at school.
Right. Now, I know nothing about flowers. I've never done gardening. I've grown vegetables, but that's kind of my lot, really, because I like vegetables. But you've got loads of flowers already in.
Yeah.
Tell me about what you're going to keep as regular kind of stock items, because some of these, they're magnificent, aren't they?
Roses will be a regular.
Those ones are lovely,
roses.
aren't they? The pink ones.
Yeah, they're really big. Some of them are really big.
Beautiful.
And then we'll have dianthus. I'll have some spray carnations as well. I'll be having some astrameria. I'll be having...
One of the things that I think is great about you doing this is that there are loads of places online, I guess, where you can order flowers, but people can actually come in, talk to you, and say what's best and what have you got and what can I do.
This is it. And not only that, we sell gifts as well.
Right.
And a few cards. So if, you could put the two together or... So... Yeah,
you can get somebody's birthday hit in one.
Yeah, you can.
Let's just take a look at those. That's smashing, isn't it? These look fantastic. Are they real colours?
They're not. They're sprayed.
Right.
Yeah, they're sprayed.
Do they eventually kind of grow out, or what?
If you repot them, they will get bigger.
Right.
And you could. They will grow out from the colour.
Right.
But you could always top them up by spraying or whatever.
Yeah. But they make a fascinating gift.
Yeah, they
don't
are lovely. These are so popular as well.
Right. And you said they're hard to kill.
Yeah, they are hard to kill. Yeah. No, if you're not good with plants, buy these. They're really good.
So I asked you what your favourite plant in the shop is, or what your favourite flower. And you said this. Tell me why and what it is.
Crispidia. Right. I just love it because they're quite bright, they're cheerful, and they last ages.
Right.
They're a really lovely flower.
Are they actually flowers then?
Well, they are. You just put them in as a filler.
Right.
So, yeah, they're lovely.
Yeah, aren't they unusual? Where do they come from?
So everything I order is from Holland.
Right.
So everything here is Holland.
Right.
Brought straight from Holland.
Right.
So yeah, that's where they're from. They're really lovely.
So now people can come and see you and they can find plants they've never seen before in their lives.
Yep, we'll have lots of house plants as well.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm just waiting on my order to come in for that one.
Right.
But yeah, we'll have lots of house plants. And, yeah.
So it'll be fascinating to see what you get.
It will be
lovely to see what you do. Go on.
So we do the garden stone as well.
Right.
So we'll have like bird baths and all different things.
Right, excellent. Excellent.
So yeah,
okay.
they're really good.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing you open. We'll try and get here for when you're open, but if we don't, at least people can say we're going to go and see that Lisa on Saturday morning.
Oh, lovely. Thank you.
Then on Saturday, we actually attended the opening of Pretty Little Flowers by Lisa and her husband and their kids. And had a little stroll around the shop. There's a couple of pieces on Felixstowe Live that you can have a look at. And I think she's done an amazing job getting the shop going. And we wish her very well indeed. Hope you have a great success with that shop, young Lisa. And we'll pop in sometime in the next couple of weeks just to see how you're doing. Then on Saturday night, we had the really good news that the Seasiders had beaten Holbridge Sports 2-1 in a really eventful game at the Gold Star Ground in Delwood Avenue. Felixstowe and Walton United played a blinder. Stuart Daines reckoned that the Seasiders dominated the game and could have won by a landslide, but the plucky visitors took the lead 15 minutes in, scoring from a rebound. It took until 88 minutes for the Seasiders' Sam Nunn to head in the equaliser, and then in the 90th minute, Henry Barley slammed in the winner. Well done, the team. Don't forget to support our winning side there at the Gold Star Ground in Delwood Avenue, Felixstowe. They're doing incredibly well this season. Felixstowe Live also carries a link to an interview with Seasiders manager Stuart Boardley, and you can find that on the Facebook page too. The Felixstowe Live podcast is produced by Felixstowe Live. The music used in this podcast is Retro Future Clean, composed by Kevin MacLeod. Felixstowe Live podcast is copyright 2022.